So I'm going to explain to you how and why we do back neck shaping. So you see this a lot in pretty much any garment pattern. I notice it a lot in top-down seamless sweaters, like pretty much any of Caitlin Hunter's seamless sweaters or anybody's. It doesn't have to be a seamless sweater. This can be done if you're working in pieces or just any kind of garment. You want back neck shaping, and here's why. So we do this because the back of your neck has a slope to it. So if you just go like this, you can feel the slope of your back, and you can feel the slope of your back neck. Some people have more than others. I think men definitely have a more prominent slope than we do because either they work out more, it's just the way that they're built, but we all have it. And so if you don't put short row shaping or some kind of shaping in the back neck area, you'll have a sweater that kind of pulls up on your neck and kind of chokes you a little bit, which is not what we want. So that is why we do back neck shaping. It adds extra fabric in the back neck area, and that raises it so that it sits better on your shoulders and it doesn't tug at the front. So here's a couple of examples. This is my Senya sweater. Can you see how the front is a little bit lower than the back? It's a little harder to show when I'm holding it up, but when I lay it flat, it's about, I think, maybe an inch, inch and a half where the back is taller than the front. And that is because of the back neck shaping that I've done. Here's another example. This is the Itty Bitty Pretty Sweater by Mason Dean. It's a baby one, but you can see that the back sits a lot higher than the front. This is worked in the round from the top down, and it's worked seamlessly. So this shaping, this neckline was worked first. It wasn't picked up and worked later. This shaping is all done with short rows. And we do that so it sits better on your body and on your shoulders and it doesn't choke you. The main way that I see people do this is with short rows. So that may intimidate you, but I've just done a German short row tutorial on here. I will link it below. German short rows are my favorite. They're nearly invisible, super easy to work, and very, very simple. So please give it a try, even if you're intimidated. Trust me, just watch the video. I hope it'll make it clearer for you. And now I'm going to show you kind of an illustrated version of how you work these short rows and how that creates the shape that we want. So as I just explained, you want the back of your neck to be higher than the rest of the back piece that you're working on. And you do this because you have a slope on the back of your neck that kind of looks like that. So if this is either end of your piece, you want it to be higher in the middle than on either end. And so to do this, you use short rows. So you work long in the beginning and then you get shorter and shorter until you get that shape. So what I mean by that is if we do longer rows in the beginning, but every time we just get further and further in the middle only. So you can see that you get kind of that shape. Now this is going to be rounder in your knitting than it looks on paper, so it will look more like that. So how this looks in short rows is that these are your edges, let's say. So this would be a full row right here. So this is your right side, and again you're moving in that direction. So this is your right side and you're moving towards the other side, but you stop short and you turn around. So you were moving in this direction, but now you go back towards the other end, but you stop short. There's probably about 5 or 10 stitches between where you are and the end of the row, and then you turn around and you go back in the other direction, but you stop short. And a lot of times patterns will say, once you've established these first 2 rows, they'll say work 5 or however many stitches before the double stitch or your wrap and turn or wherever you were, whatever kind of short row that you're doing. And then you turn around and you go back the other direction, but you stop short. So this would be where you were last time, but you're all the way over here. and then you turn around and you go back, but you stop short. And again, you just keep doing this. So, like I said before, this gives you that shape. This makes it look very dramatic, like it's going to be some big triangle, but your pattern writer and designer should know what they're doing and should be able to make it so that it's adding probably between like an inch or 2, depending on the size you're making and the pattern you're doing. Those are pretty standard, but it's just adding a little bit of length in the back of your sweater in the middle so that it raises the back neck of your sweater and you don't feel a little bit claustrophobic when you're wearing it. So I hope that makes it a little bit clearer for you. And if you haven't already, check out my video on shoulder shaping to see why we do short row shaping in the shoulders of sweaters as well.